Hi, my name is Jorge Merced, Associate Artistic Director here at Pregones Puerto Rican Traveling Theater in the South Bronx. I'm here to tell you a little bit about some of the rules of thumb that we learned in our project with our colleagues in Anchorage, Alaska, and here in Pregones in the South Bronx. I hope you enjoy our shareback here for Net. Rule of thumb number 1. Telepresence is not a substitute for in-person exchange. If your project allows for this and you have the resources, we highly recommend that you include opportunities for the artists collaborating to be in the same room, in the same city, at some point during your project. We found that the visits that our companies were able to conduct at each other's sites in Anchorage, Alaska, and in the South Bronx in New York City provided invaluable opportunities to better understand the cultural and physical context of each other's work. It also provided time for the artists to reflect on site about the work as it was being created. Although it's not essential, and it also depends on the nature of your project, we really find that it certainly helps to include exchanges that are unfiltered by technology. Rule of thumb number 2. Define early on the role technology has in your project. A few guiding questions that you may want to consider. Is telepresence the centerpiece of the work you aim to create? Will the final work live solely in the digital world? Will you have a live audience? Do you want this audience to be in person or via digital means? Is technology relegated to a supporting role in your project? Do you see it more as a language or as a tool for your exchange? Is technology just a means to engage more audience, more participants, more artists? Is it all of the above? The more clarity that you have at the start of your project on the role of technology, the more you'll be able to fully explore the potential of that juncture between digital video and live performance across distances. Rule of thumb number 3. Allow time for exploration, for play, for social engagement between the artists, for reflection, and most importantly for art to happen. It is key that you allow the creative process to dictate the place technology occupies throughout the entire breadth of the project, not the other way around. Rule of thumb number 4. Have plenty of backup footage to support and or to comment on the work that you are creating. Record rehearsals, exchanges, site visits. You will be surprised how much of it winds up supporting your final work.
The Bronx is burning with dreams of kings and queens. Boricua fever for a whole spirits that roam. Nos quedamos, soothes the wind we sow. Survival is our one and only goal. Draw down the concourse, grand and mighty. We never outsource, unlike the Yankees. The Bronx is beautiful. To others we wear the Bronx like a scar. Exits up if you wanna get legit. The Bronx show me Bronx show, and Bronx show is the shit. We don't rock the boat, we build the boat, keeping our hearts and our minds and our people afloat. Bronx board, Bronx bread, school art, the act keeps you fed. Also screaming, order for your brain. Hiking in that Cortland Park to keep you sane.
Get your dance on that bed.
Your drama at Pregones. That's where the home is. The Bronx beautiful. To others we wear the Bronx like a scar. Exits up if you wanna get legit. The Bronx show me Bronx show, and Bronx show is the shit.
At one point, when we were all together in the same city, we turned the camera on and asked each other a whole bunch of free-flow questions. The footage didn't make it to the final presentation, but it was fun, and it led to its own video piece, which we later used for promotion and documentation.
Ed? He's definitely like a whale dude. Whale. Yeah.
Ed will wear just about any color. My favorite food would have to probably be muskox.
I love yuca and I love bana, which I don't know how to translate.
Do I like to eat?
Fish, herring egg, seaweed, moose guts, moose tongue,
Cookies?
Seal soup.
dry fish.
A banana?
Definitely seal.
Anything with a nice glass of wine.
Fish. Smoked salmon, because we grew up with fishing, and salmon is like a huge part of our diet.
These crackers that are called pilot bread.
I love to eat, yes. Exactly, I got this.
Seal,
My mom's cooking, whatever it is, whatever she makes.
caribou,
Sancocho or a mofongo.
polar bear.
Sancocho is like a stew with a lot of root vegetables, potatoes and yuca and viandas.
Ooh, I just started salivating.
If you're going down the live feed route and you encounter some technical challenges during the live feed, use your backup footage as support while you fix those technical glitches and then come back on live. Rule of thumb number 5. If you're planning to stream a performance between 2 cities, 2 sites, your IT and technical team must have at least 3 individuals dedicated solely to telepresence matters. Do not try to carry on the work with less than 3 individuals. To give you an idea, our project was small in scale and it still required 13 individuals dedicated solely to IT matters. We had 8 people in the Bronx and 5 in Anchorage. And the areas of work that they carried out were in the Bronx, we had 3 camera operators, 1 sound technician, 1 light board operator, 1 local video feed operator that was in charge of the mix and the projections, both the ones being projected live in our house and the ones being sent live to Anchorage. And we also have 1 live feed editor and 1 director. In Alaska, there were 2 camera operators, 1 sound technician, 1 light board operator, 1 live feed and projection artist. And this entire team supported the work of 5 performers in the Bronx and 5 in Alaska. Rule of thumb number 6. Map out the connection routes for each city or for each site. Literally, draw it by hand or digitally. It provides a visual aid for the IT team to be on the same page and to understand the role that they each play and how it's connected to the overall team. In terms of software and equipment, we use an ATEM Blackmagic software with an ATEM switch, both of which work really well. We also highly recommend getting an H.264 encoder. We also use a Polycom platform, but you'll hear more about it on the next rule of thumb. In the meantime, we offer the layout of the IT booth control workflow created by one of our project IT artists. Rule of thumb number 7. Make sure your lead IT person is fully familiar with the platform you plan to use and is up to date with the system's latest versions. We used Polycom, and as of 2018, Polycom did not offer the most user-friendly platform or system. We encountered many glitches throughout the process, especially with sound echo challenges, sound connection ease, a very annoying automated call that constantly kept on interrupting our connection, and very slow customer support, which required additional money. Hopefully, Polycom will fix these glitches in the future, but for now, talk to your IT person and explore what other options may be available and more suitable for you. Rule of thumb number 8. Connect with HowlRound and use their platform. If you're not familiar with HowlRound, it is a free and open platform for theater makers worldwide. They are operating out of the Office of the Arts at Emerson College in Boston, Massachusetts, in the United States. And we used HowlRound for our live feed, and they were amazing. We were so fortunate to work with HowlRound's cultural strategist, VJ Matthew, and VJ was present throughout the process, giving us a lot of support. And during the feed also, HowlRound provides a staff person to work with you uh, and not only help disseminate the project, but also provide a very sound platform for you to share with the rest of the world. So please do use HowlRound. We highly recommend HowlRound. They are amazing. Rule of thumb number 9. If your project calls for scenes where there is dialogue between artists from two different sites, take time to determine what is the best background for the scene. Do you want the characters to appear as if they are together in the same space, or do you want them to clearly convey a different context? If you're not sure, go for a common black background, ideally black background, but do take time to determine what that background is and do your best to replicate it at each of the sites. Rule of thumb number 10. There will always and most definitely be technical glitches. Count on them. Allow multiple dress rehearsals. Be prepared to troubleshoot during their live broadcast. Assign peers to be online and to tell you how the sound is coming across, how the image qualities are coming through. But most of all, stay calm and have footage standing by if all fails. This is all for now. It is our hope that the ideas and suggestions included in our 10 rules of thumb can shed light on how you engage with teleconference and distance collaboration platforms. There are a few more resources and links at the end of this video for your reference. And finally, we invite you to continue supporting the work of the Network of Ensemble Theaters. For now, once again, this is Jorge Merced on behalf of Pregones Puerto Rican Traveling Theater in the Bronx and in Manhattan, the Alaskan Native Heritage Center in Anchorage, Alaska, and Art Space's Art Bridge program in Minneapolis.